How's it? Today is Saturday, May 30th. Today was just an upper body day. We are starting to shift away from doing too many things on the same day. So today, I don't have any snatch push presses because that's kind of the area where if I'm doing a snatch push press at a certain weight, I get diminishing returns if I continue to push that higher if I can't actually um, snatch that weight, if that makes sense. I also have been working a lot harder for the general movements. So to warm up today, I do just some pause front squats up to a heavy single. Last week, I'm not sure how heavy I went actually last week, but this week I go up to 235. I was trying my best to keep everything as smooth and as textbook as I should. And there was this thing that I discovered last week, Tuesday on, well, not last week. It was actually this week, Tuesday. So here's my top set. I'll stop talking. So it turned out all right. It wasn't the best, but it definitely wasn't terrible. There's this thing that I figured out on Tuesday that if I get like a slight forward lean at the top for my back squat specifically, then my hip feels a lot better because I'm just in a generally less spread position as far as like my hips go on an anterior posterior lateral um, axis or plane. But I wasn't able to really get that on the front squat today. I think I'll be able to figure it out in the future. But yeah, it turned out okay. 235 is not insignificant. It's not super heavy. It's not light either. And so floor press today was one set of 8 at a top weight. When I was talking to Steve on the phone, he was actually saying start with 200 today. And for some reason, I had 195 in my head, so I loaded 195. And then I checked my notes again, and then it was at 200. So I basically did 2 top sets of 8 at top weight. And it should have been such that I've been only doing 1 set because like it takes out a lot. It takes a lot out of me, and my triceps are kind of really dead at the end of each of the heavier sets. And later in the workout, I was supposed to do some heavy dips. So if I do heavy dips after fatiguing my triceps in the beginning of the workout, then it's I'm not gonna be able to do as much for the dips. But everything turned out okay. I was pretty happy with both my bench or my floor press and my dips. So after that top set of 8, I do 3 sets of 6 at 180%. So that's 10% down, so 80 or 90% of my top weight. These are all pretty easy. And then I moved into some dips. So I was kind of worried about how these would turn out with heavier weights because you can see they're kind of wobbling already, and I'm only on my only on my body weight. And it turned out okay. It wasn't too sketchy. At least when I was suspended there, it wasn't too sketchy. You can see them wobbling, but I didn't feel like it was wobbling. And basically today was work up to a heavy triple, heavy set of 3. And I got up to 90 pounds today. I think realistically I probably could have went up to 100 or 105 for a triple today, but I felt like it was unnecessary. 90 is plenty. I did have a ton of sets working up to it too. So if you consider the 3 sets out from the top set as some working sets, then I did much more than I normally would have. So here's 70. These are really hard to count. So those 2 silver ones are 25, and then that big rusty one on the inside is 20. and here's 90. So these are more to train my lockout. They're kind of here to replace the snatch push press, and I think these are better than the snatch push press. I like doing dips a lot more. I think they are easier to execute, more fun to do, and I get more out of it. So there's that. And then I do some bodyweight push-ups to kind of solidify all the work and bring the upper body portion of the workout to an end, aside from a dumbbell overhead walk at the end. But these were to kind of, Steve was saying that basically as long as I feel like I need to do extra work, that extra work can be done after I do those floor presses in the form of those dips, push-ups, and then even if I wanted to, I could do some banded tricep pushdowns. But I think 3 sets of 20, so 60 total push-ups is sufficient for me, especially today, given I did that one extra set of 8 for the floor press. So I do some of my hip rehab, prehab, physical therapy type stuff, just to make sure that I'm still making progress and still improving weekly, daily, and I'm curious to see how I think about my progress in the next couple weeks, because I think it's starting to iron itself out, and I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, so today was an interesting one. So I do some dumbbell overhead press. Sorry, dumbbell overhead walk, and before I even start, the camera fell over. But we get to see the beautiful sun, beautiful day, get to hear all the sounds going, and the clouds passing by. But yeah, that will conclude it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots!